Hey y'all, it's your girl Keona Speaks, and thank you for tuning in to Sis Playtime Over podcast. I am so excited to do this episode with you all. Last week, if you missed me, I talked about new beginnings and starting a new year, making your goals, setting them, getting a journal and writing them down. So this one is very personal to me because I'm talking about dreaming big. Like dream big, sis, is the name of this episode. And this is, again, like I said, very personal to me because we all have dreams. What is the one thing that you cannot stop thinking about? That one thing that you see yourself doing, that thing that lightens you inside, that lights that flame where you get excited, you crack a smile. And sometimes you just keep it to yourself because it's just so out the ordinary. Who can relate? Well, that's what I want to talk to you all about is to dream big. For an example, me, I have big dreams. I have very big dreams. And 2 years ago, I had a vision where I wanted a whole bunch of women in one room and just motivate them to do better. And the title of that conference was called The Reset. And boy, it was a big turnout, and it manifested itself, but it was something that I had to do, right? I had to put that work in. So I wanted to talk to you all about dreams and how do you start to put things in motion for your dreams. This is the right time to talk about it because we're in a new start of a new year, right? So I'm not gonna just tell y'all, okay, y'all, we in January and it's new beginnings and we about to write our goals and we about to do this. That's cute and all, but I wanted to tell you exactly how you can start the process of actually walking in your dreams. So who is with me? Who's ready to go? Okay, I wrote a couple of things down that I felt was important for you all to know, some of the things that I hold dear to my heart. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you beautiful ladies out there is you are worthy of your dreams. And I need you to let that sink in for a minute, sis. You are worthy of your dreams. A lot of you may feel like, Keona, my past, I got a reputation. I have a past where people won't even see me the way I see myself or where I want to be, my dreams. I've messed up. I'm not worthy enough. And I want to stop you right there because that's a lie. As long as you're breathing, as long as you're doing this thing called life with me and you're here on this earth, your past don't matter. Now, it may delay things, but it's not a denial. So I wanted to first stop to tell you, look you in your eye and tell you, you are worthy of your dreams. No matter your past, no matter who disqualifies you, because sometimes we look at people for validation. Do you think I'm good enough to do that thing that I dream of? Nobody can give you permission to do anything but you. And that's my next point is one, you are worthy of your dreams. And two, you don't have to ask permission from anybody to pursue your dreams. I don't care how big they are, how crazy it may sound, how radical it may sound. You give your own self permission to do so. So I started this podcast in 2021, and we're now in 2025. And during that time, it has been a lot of challenges. It's been a lot of setbacks because of myself. I'm like, okay, you have all these podcasters out here, and who's going to tune in? What's different? What am I bringing different to the table? All these big timers. And, you start to question yourself and you start to compare yourself. But that's when I want to remind you all that, you are worthy and you are you, and no one on this planet is like you. So you can do something that everybody else is doing, but there's still something unique about what you bring to the table. There is something unique about the group of people, your people, that God is going to bring to you, the people that He needs you to reach. So somebody that may be big may not can reach the people that I'm called to reach on the other side of the earth. So don't ever feel like just because somebody else is doing something that you want to do, you can't do it. Don't eliminate yourself. You are unique and you bring something different to the table. And someone is waiting for you to do the thing that you dream about. And sometimes, I'm a little crazy sometimes. I be driving by, and I be like, wow, what if there was no Chick-fil-A? Or what if there was no McDonald's? Or better yet, what if there wasn't a Nike shoe? Like, what if the person that invented these things didn't follow their dreams and do them? We wouldn't be going to these places, right? So I remind myself, like, okay, I bring something unique to the table that somebody is waiting on because my journey and my path is different. So I'm going to ask you, what's yours, sis? Think about that. So we're going to get, again, a journal, and it's very important. You're going to hear me say journaling and writing down things a lot because when you write them down, I feel like you hold them accountable. It's one thing to speak it. It's another to claim it. And write the vision, make it plain and write it down. You have it with you. So it keeps you on track. You know what you need to do. So I wrote down some things that I wanted to share with you. And these are 5 tips on getting in position to follow your dreams. Okay? And tip number 1 is research your dream. There is no limitation to dreams. I don't know what you all out there dreaming about or what is out there that you're passionate about that you want to do. And it could be more than one thing. It could be several things, right? And I want to encourage you to make sure, one, that whatever you're called to do, whatever your dream is, it should always involve helping people, making people better. So you want to research that because you may be the first to ever invent that. Maybe nobody's ever done it before. So one, you research it. You find out, okay, what do I need to do to start the process? What do I need to do to get this thing in motion? And don't get caught off guard or don't get distracted because it may be strategic planning involved where it might just not happen overnight. It may take years. It may take some time, and that's okay. But at least you're researching that thing to know what qualifications do I need? If education, what type of education do I need? What type of credits? How many credits? If I have to go to school, if I need to get certified, or just things that I'm throwing out there for you to kind of get to thinking in motion, researching the thing you need to do. The second thing is I want you to do is to show up for yourself. I need you to show up for yourself. This year, I need you to put you first, sis. I need you to start doing things that will help you get to where you're going. So when I say research that thing, and then you have to follow it with action, and you have to show up. If it's going to class, show up to class. Okay, if it's okay, I want to start a website to start selling merchandise products, start working on your website. Start getting in motion so that you can start to show up for yourself. Okay, you have to be consistent. Without consistency, there is nothing. And the only thing that's holding you back is you, because you are the one that have to show up to make your dreams happen. And I want to say, with the showing up part, sometimes, again, there is no manual for following your dreams. You can research your dream, but there's no manual that comes with how to respond because you don't know what your journey is going to look like. Everybody's journey is different. But no matter what you go through, you always show up for yourself. Okay? And my next important tip is don't compare yourself to others. Now, for those of you who are new to my podcast, I'm actually a life coach, a self-love coach, and a motivational speaker. and I launched my business 5 years ago, Keona Speaks. And there are so many speakers out there. There's so many podcasters out there. I'm not going to lie. When you're pursuing your dreams, you may tend to look at other people and compare yourself and feel like, well, wow, what do I bring different to the table, as I mentioned before? And you might feel a little insecure. And for those who tell you, nah, I don't compare myself, I don't do that, they're lying. Everybody goes through that process where they're comparing themselves, they're sizing themselves up. They might have a thought like, well, how am I going to be like that? Or how am I going to get those many followers? Or how I'm going to reach these many people? Like, what am I going to do to get there? And I'm here to stop you in your tracks and tell you, do not compare yourself to anybody. As I mentioned, you are unique. Nobody has your DNA. Nobody is called to do that thing that you are going to do the way you're going to do it. I don't care how many people are doing it. I always tell people there is enough room for God's kingdom to do work. So you may have 3 other people doing the same thing, and that's okay. There's plenty of room for that. But when you are working on your dreams and you're pursuing your dreams, you do come into a point where you start to, again, take your eyes off the dream and kind of compare and see what everybody else is doing. And that's the indication that there's something going on. There's something working in you that you're starting to believe that you really can do this thing, right? So take that as a good thing. Perception is everything. So I said, number 1, to research your dream, okay? Show up for yourself. Be consistent. Do not compare yourself to anybody because your journey is different. And the 4th one is fight for your dream. And you might say, well, Keona, what do you mean by fight for your dream? I mean, stay the course. There may be distractions along the way that are strategically assigned to take you off your game, to delay your process. So you want to make sure you stay on your game. You want to make sure that you fight for it to protect it. You may have to move in silence with some things. Everybody don't need to know everything. Your dream can be so big that maybe you have to fight and just keep it to yourself because it's so radical. And people might not see you the way you see you. And they might be like, girl, you can't do that. You don't have this education. You're not that bright. So fighting for that dream may be to move in silence. Fighting for that dream may work on your discipline. Fighting for that dream you may have to fast. You may have to get before God and get some alone time so you can get the strength to walk that thing out. So I take that very seriously because when you're working on your dreams, there is spiritual warfare that comes with it. It comes with the territory. It's opposition. Things start kicking off. Money start being funny. Things pop up. That's what I mean by fighting for it. Stay in the course no matter what. Don't give up on that dream. Do not give up on your dream. That's what I mean by fighting for it. Any means necessary. And my last tip is be you, baby. Be you. And I'm going to be a little transparent because, I got to be, right? So I do work a 9 to 5. Sometimes most times you have to work a 9 to 5 to support your dream. You have to work a 9 to 5. And I am in corporate during the day because that funds my dreams on my own personal time. So, I have a professional personality and I call her Becky. And Becky is very professional, Becky is quiet. Becky's reserved. And I had to figure out, okay, how I'm going to show up. Am I going to show up myself and just be real with y'all and relax and just how I am? Or am I going to be Becky? Professional. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do to give y'all, but I said, you know what? The people in my life said, Keona, just be you. They're going to love you anyway, baby. I've been so used to working in corporate and just being that professional girl, carrying on that professionalism and being such a good girl and, bump all of that. This is my stuff. This Keona Speaks. This is sis playtime over. So I realized the importance of being me. The importance of being myself, being real, being authentic. So, sis, I'm giving you the green light to be you. Don't let anybody tell you not to be you. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you got to act this way, you got to act that way. If it's your thing, own it and be you. Because I'm going to be me all day. And if you don't like it, you can keep scrolling. You don't even have to subscribe, right? But I feel like being myself, it will bring the people that God needs me to reach. And for you being yourself will save somebody's life. You never know where they feel comfortable to come and talk to you. And you may spark something in them to start something being them, right? So I'm going to give you these 5 tips again so that we don't forget them. I need you to write them down. So again, when you're pursuing your dreams, you want to research your dreams, okay? Research that thing. 2, again, you want to show up for yourself. You want to be consistent, right? And 3, don't compare yourself to nobody. You are unique. Don't worry about nobody else's stacks, nobody else's followers. You stay in your own lane and you be consistent and you show up. You'll be okay. Number 4 is you fight for your dreams. Don't you dare give up. I don't care who said what. You don't give up. And number 5, I said to be yourself. No matter what, be yourself. So those are the 5 tips that I helped you to position yourself so that we can go together and make these dreams happen. Because without dreams, what are you? What are you placed on earth to do if you're not called to live out your dreams, your purpose? That is very important. And I don't think you understand enough. Stop sleeping on yourself. Dream big. And I'm going to be honest, sis, that might require you to stop hanging around certain people. You are just as smart as the person you are in the room with. Change your rooms. Change your circles. And it's not to say to look down on somebody else. It's just, no, you just open up yourself to network, to meet new people. Don't stay confined in a little box. I used to always rap, no new friends, no new friends. But then I was selling myself short with no new friends. And I realized, no, if I open myself, I'll meet people that's smarter than me, that can bring a whole different perspective. Because I don't want to stay in this little bubble, right? Mine is like a parachute. So I want to think big so I can dream big. So I want to put myself in other rooms that I'm not actually comfortable with. But when I get to know these people and be like, oh, okay, they bring a different perspective. So think about it that way. Start hanging around different people, getting to meet different people from different backgrounds, different cultures. You'll learn a whole lot. Okay, so I'm telling you all, it may require you to change your circles. I am so big on this thing called Dream Big because I was not supposed to be here. I had my first child at 15, those who follow me, they know. And just about all my teachers and everybody was like, oh, she's done. She's going to drop out. She's not going to finish. Now I'm today a master's degree, corporate America, managerial career, my own business. I did not stop fighting. I didn't ask for permission from anybody to go from a teenage mom to a successful woman, saving lives, teaching women how to love themselves. So I'm just telling you, what is that thing that people cast you out on or limit you on? Don't let them. This thing, dreaming big, is big. So for the whole month of January, I'm going to be giving you guys tips on how to dream big, on how to position yourself. I went over SMART goals with the last episode, and how do you obtain your goals using smart, measurable timelines that's realistic for you to reach. I told you guys to get a 6-month plan. So this whole month of January, we're going to be giving tips on how do you position yourself to stay the course for following your dreams. I want to stir something in you that may be dormant inside of you. You don't even know it's there. What's that one thing that just you can't stop thinking about? My prayer for you is that God lights that flame, because it's never going to go out. You may get scared. I've been there. And there's days where I'm like, okay, I got to show up. I don't know if I feel it today, but you know what? I'm going to walk by faith. So fear is another part that I want to talk about that kind of may hinder you from staying on the course. That's normal. That's just mean that dream is still in you. And you have to walk even when you're afraid. You have to do it afraid. There's no way around that. So I'm just letting you know those are natural feelings that you're going to feel as a dream chaser. So throughout this month, again, I'm going to give you tips on how to maneuver through fear when pursuing your dreams. I'm going to give you those. So make sure you tune in next week. But I hope this episode resonated with you. I hope that this planted a seed that, you know what, Keona, I got to start dreaming big because I'm worthy of it. Because God says that I'm worthy of it. So, ladies, get your journals and start writing out those dreams. And next time, we'll talk about how to get to the next level. Because, sis, playtime over. So make sure you tune in. All right. Peace.